What is Been a minute since I've been live on the old Facebook. Beard's looking delicious right now. Yeah, trim that bad boy up. I guess we're on YouTube, not on Facebook. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Just starting right now. Drop your questions. You got any questions about Hotshot or about anything in general? We're just kind of going live right now. I haven't been live in a minute, so I wanted to hop on, see how the fam's doing, how the old Facebooky. Austin AJ. Where's Austin AJ at? What even is AJ? Am I stupid? AJ. It's gotta be a typo, right? State. AJ. There's no state with AJ. Unless it's a whole different country. Oh, your name's AJ. From Austin. AJ. I get it now. I'm on the same page. Texas. Austin, Texas. Yeah, I just put the whole AJ after it. I was like, what? What is that? Australia? That's funny. Austin, Texas, man. Austin. Let's look at the loads in Austin. Antrax, semi truck. Okay. Let me tell you a story about the semi truck. You guys can, the three people in this live chat can have the full story of the semi truck before everybody else. So 3 months ago, I think it was like May. Oh no, this is like before. This is like August 28th. We'll say, right? Not August. April 28th. Rod goes to buy a semi truck here in Joplin. I go with him. They had two X Prime trucks, 2017 International Pro Stars, about 450,000 miles each, and they're both purple. He bought one, but there's another one there that was cleaner than the one he bought. He's like, I would buy that one if I could, but that one was already spoken for. Somebody had already, put $1,000 down on it or whatever. So I was like, whatever, not a big deal. 2 days later, we come back, and the one that was sold had come up for sale again, right? The person had backed out, couldn't get financing or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's see if we can cop this, Let's see if we can grab this truck. So took about, well, in that moment, we couldn't test drive the truck because they were putting brand new tires on it. It had been test driven before by the person who's going to buy it. It's $80,000, has miles on it, but not a ton for a semi. And the guy was kind of putting pressure on us to put the down payment and everything because he had some other people that wanted the truck, right? There's like not that many trucks right now, or during that time. Right now is a little bit better. It's 3 months ago, and so we ran with it, made the decision to buy it, put $1,000 down. So it took about 10 days for the commercial financing to go through, which is pretty typical. I'd say wait up about 2 weeks, which they were understanding about. Then once it was bought, basically this place is like pretty much, I wouldn't say down the road from my house, but about 5-10 minutes. I told him, hey, can the truck just be parked in the back here? I'll come and get it, but I want to get the plates for it. I'm just going to leave it here. There's no reason for me to move it anywhere. So so they parked it there. It took probably about a month. It was just parked at this dealership. And we got the plates in, went to go pick it up, and the AC wasn't working at all. Like the condenser was completely out of it. And so he's like, well, let me go check with the guys. I said, well, we'll charge you like half rate to get it in and check the AC. And I was like, whatever, dude, cost me $100 or whatever. I don't care. Like, let's just see what's up. Goes in there, checks it, realizes the whole condenser out. Ray, how we doing, my guy? Realizes the whole AC condenser is out. And that runs me $1,700. Okay, just on that AC condenser. They're not really helping me at all. They said they take a little bit off for for labor. But I was basically talking to him like, dude, this truck has never even left here. Okay, I mean, yeah, I know it sat here for a minute. I know like legally I don't have much say, but morality wise, it's like help a brother out. Like you guys know without a doubt, you sold me a truck with a broken AC. Like that's not a question, right? There's no question to be asked here. So whatever, I get stuck with that bill. We go back and forth. Nothing's really happening. Come back to pick it up after the AC is fixed, and the truck won't move. It's like limited to like 5 miles an hour. The depth sensor went out of it, right? The QLS sensor. And so I'm pissed at this point. It's like Friday. Like it already took like a week for the AC to get fixed, right? And then now the QLS is out. So I was like, whatever, truck stays here. I don't even care. And so Monday they hit me up saying the QLS is out. and that it's going to it's going to be on back order. So that takes about 2 weeks. They sent me a new bill. The new bill is like for $2,900 now. And I'm just like, I'm fighting back and forth and fighting this guy. And I'm telling the guy, I'm like, dude, he's like, I'm doing all I can. They're not really want to do much, blah, blah. So the truck, sold a month. I was like, dude, shut up, dude. Like, at the end of the day, we both know that this truck has never left the lot. We both know that you sold me a truck with a broken AC. We both know the QLS sensor went out of it without it even moving. We both know all of these things, okay? So it's not about legality. This isn't like, oh, I'm going to sue you because obviously I can't. I bought the truck as is. I signed the dotted line. That's fine. This is like morality. It's like when you sell me a truck that you claim to be road ready, that you claim to have a fresh DOT on it, that you claim to be, a strong, powerful truck that's going to make money for my company, and then this shit happens to me. Like that's a morality issue, right? Like you're selling me something that isn't how you're selling it to me, right? So there we go. That's $2,900 out the drain. And then so finally after that got fixed, I had my friend go pick it up. It had brand new tires on it because obviously they put brand new tires on it so it could pass the DOT inspection that they give, right? But he was telling me that it had a good amount of vibration in it, so I think it needs to get leveled, or is that what it's called? I don't even know. Get it here with the baloney. And so yeah, the truck is currently at my friend's house with the trailer, but I'm hoping to have it on the road on Monday. Ruben's actually gonna be helping us out because his truck is in the shop at the moment, and then I'm talking to some people to be our full-time drivers. But I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to put about another $2,500 mechanically into the truck, just for little things, because I want to make it 100% road ready. I don't want to have a question. I want to put some money into it, really get it ready to go, and then it's good that Ruben's coming up, so he's gonna drive it for a couple weeks, maybe do some shorter runs and stuff, and see how it lasts, see what problems we might be having with it. See what we have to fix it, but get some money back in our pocket because at the end of the day, guys, I've eaten like 3 payments on it so far. So we paid 3 payments on it. I haven't put it on insurance really because it hasn't moved at all. I put it on insurance once because I thought we were actually getting it on the road, but that happened. And then the trailer I bought. So I bought the trailer sight unseen when I bought it because it was in Ohio. But it was a 2013 utility 48-foot trailer. Came out of a very reputable place, Vanderhogs, which I mean they're nice people. I really enjoyed working with them. So we bought this trailer. I think it cost us 22,000 with a fresh DOT, inspection. So it passed the DOT inspection. So in essence, it is roadworthy, right? So when I buy something like that, if the trailer said, "Oh, it doesn't come with DOT," it's sold as is, which is sold as is anyways. But when you say it comes with a fresh passed DOT inspection, in anybody's minds would say, "Okay, that is a road ready trailer." Okay, they might have small problems that need to get addressed, but it is road ready. It is going to be perfectly fine. So we get the trailer, bring the trailer back. And there's a big crack in one of like the housings for the brake chamber housing. And I send that to the guy. I'm like, "Hey, you see this?" He's like, "Oh yeah, sometimes our DOT inspection doesn't cover everything, like, or doesn't catch some stuff. We outsource it, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Hey man, it is what it is." But when you tell somebody you're selling something with a fresh DOT inspection, it turns out like this. Like, just don't even say it has one, because like at the end of the day, guys, like I am completely 100% real with the level of responsibility that is put on my shoulders when purchasing stuff like this and what I should do. But when people try to sell things like they're not, like that's where a level of like, you need to realize, guys, like just don't even try to sell it like that. If you just tell me as is trailer, buy it or not, I'm gonna roll in and see what I'm looking at. But you tell me, "Hey, this trailer is road ready and you could buy it." Like I wouldn't trust anybody to tell me that, not somebody on Facebook or whatever, without looking at the trailer. But when I go to when I go to companies with good reputations that are professional and big corporations, I would trust that they have the systems in place to sell the things the way that they're saying they are, right? And that's something that's important to me, man. It's just like that level of morality to be like, guys, if it's not like that, don't sell it like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the people with the truck. It's like I hope without a doubt they're happy. Reputable. Yeah, that's a hard word for some reason for a second. I hope the people that sold me the truck are happy with the new shoes they're buying. What's up, Matthew? The new shoes they're buying their kids from the money they stole from me. Like that's what I think is funny. Sorry, isn't there a new law where 18 and older can drive past state lines? I've heard a couple times about it. I know a lot of the mega carriers are pushing for it because they're lacking drivers. But I haven't really seen it go into place yet. I don't know what it depends on, but I haven't looked into it too much. What are the payments looking like? So our payment is, so for the whole setup we spent, I think it was like $102,000. Obviously we're gonna be putting more money into it right now. And that's why I was talking about my video, guys. If you guys haven't seen my video, I'll get back to the payments in 2 seconds. But if you haven't seen my video talking about why Hotshot might be a better buy than Semi right now, it goes off a lot of the experiences I'm having right now, because the cost of finance for buying a Semi right now is pretty high. We had to put 30% down for this loan that we got, and I mean that's $30,000, and then we got like a 6.5% APR to buy two items, for our company, two pieces of equipment that don't have warranties on them, right? Which is fine and dandy, and that's kind of how the cookie crumbles a lot when it comes to Semi world. But if we were a brand new company that didn't have much reserve or didn't have the ability to get more capital to cover expenses or have people on the road right now paying our bills, then this could have crumbled us pretty easily, right? And that's the problem I see with it, right? The one thing that's cool when you go and you buy like a brand new Hotshot setup, guys, welcome to the live stream. You get that warranty, guys. That was something that I thought was really awesome. When I sold vehicles for a Chrysler dealership, we sold a lot of 3500s. We sold 4500s, and you can roll up and buy that truck non-commercially. Which is going to make it a lot easier for you to finance. You don't have to have an LLC. You don't have to have an EIN. You don't have to have a DOT or MC number. None of that, right? You go in there, you buy with your own personal credit. You buy off your own, your work history. And you can buy that truck with no money down, or $2,000 to $3,000 down, and have a solid warranty out the gate on it. And then like when you don't have that money to fix a truck, it doesn't matter, because most of your stuff are going to be most of the things that are going to happen to that truck are going to be under warranty. It's not going to come out of your pocket, right? And the cool thing about them, and I mean obviously semi trucks have this as well, but I mean when you have a warranty issue with your Chrysler or product with like a Ram, for example, you can take it to any Ram service place. So you're on the road and it breaks down, you take it to the nearest Ram service. But I mean semi trucks, you just take it to the nearest service for them too. But with warranty work, they usually bust it out pretty quick because they make good money. Oh, let me go through here, guys. I don't want to miss any of this. Hey, do DOT people actually worry about truck axle ratings? Yeah. See, well, that is definitely it's going to be big for you. If your rear is 7,500 pounds, that means you're probably working with like a 2,500, I bet. Is that correct? Because I know that 3,500s or F350s are going to be 9,700 pounds. You're going to have a lot of problems with that, my guy, just to be straight, because that's our biggest issue in Hotshot. I would say with having a smaller setup, let's say like a 3,500 and a 22 GN trailer, is you're going to be able to do 17,000 pounds, which with your setup, you're probably non-CDL. But the problem is, even if you on your non-CDL setup can do 10,000 pounds, you can't overload that rear axle, because that trailer's already going to put a good amount of weight on that rear axle. The trailer, so you're just sitting with no load, you're probably going to have about 5,500 pounds, maybe 6,000 pounds on that rear axle. Then you only have about 1,500 pounds to work with. So you could load too high on your trailer, too close to your truck, and overload that axle, and you'll be overweight, even though you might be under 26,000 pounds. You just got to see what you need to get a scale ticket unloaded with the trailer on the truck and see what the rear axle's already at, because I bet it's going to be about 6,000 pounds already. Because even though the trailer's only 7,300 pounds, I mean, you're talking yourself, you're talking all your different equipment, then you get to the point where you want to put an extra fuel tank. Where's the fuel tank going to go? It goes on the back of the truck, which is going to add, even more weight to that axle. It makes life a little... Thank you, Matthew, for your kind words, brother. It says, back in January, I bought my 2012 Cascadia, $20,000, 550 miles, 2012 Great Dane for $21K. Definitely got a deal on the truck, in my opinion. The trailer price is okay. Yeah, that's definitely a deal, my guy. And I think the biggest thing is to make it the biggest problem I've seen with starting in Semi is just I don't know if it's unreliability, but like the unknowns, right? And I think a lot of those unknowns don't exist when it comes to Hotshot. Just because brand new equipment is a lot more affordable and you can get your hands on it a lot easier than you could if you do semi truck for like the normal person. If you're an established company, do whatever you want to do, right? But if you're a brand new person that just got your CDL and you're trying to build your own little business, your own little thing, maybe lease on with somebody, and you might not have a ton of money put back, you might not have the best credit in the world, you have okay job history, then I mean it might be better to go Hotshot. The new axle ratings on the new dualies is going to be, I think it's 9,700 pounds max on a 3,500. 14,000 pounds GVWR, and the rear axle is 9,700 pounds. But like the rear axle on a 3,500, 22 GN or even 25 GN is like, without any weight on it, it's sitting at about 7,000 pounds. So you only have about 2,700 pounds that you can mess with. So you got to be okay. You have to be okay. I mean, we've gone over it before. Like we've overloaded. What's up, bro? Hotshot, how you doing, brother? We've overloaded, rear axles before. We've had to move weight back, and just. But once you kind of do it for a while, you start realizing how your trailer reacts, and you know where to put the weight, and so you don't have really the problem anymore. But it's not like, oh, I can do 18,000 pounds and 18,000 pounds can go anywhere. It's like that's not true. Like some loads are harder. If it's 40 feet, 18,000 pounds, you're most likely going to be good because you can separate that weight all across your trailer. But just because you can do 11,000 pounds non CDL doesn't mean you can do 11,000 pound load that is 10 feet, right? Like a short, stubby, like stocky load. Like that would most likely put you overweight on one of your axles. Or you try to level in the middle of your trailer. Let me go. I know I'm missing comments because on my phone they pass by so quick. So let me go on here. Make life a little easier. Antrax says start with Hotshot Ram 3500 25 GM. Both new, used, and abused. Sold them both. Yeah, and I think, I mean, I could be wrong, guys. I honestly believe offloading like a diesel dually truck is gonna be a lot or a little bit easier than offloading a semi truck, right? Because I can go trade a dually diesel truck in any car lot I want. Like I could trade it in for a smart car if I wanted to, or I could sell it to them directly, or I could sell it private party. Just for me, for like the normal folks that maybe like, because for me, working in the car industry and like selling a lot of stuff, buying a lot of stuff, commercially, non-commercially, it's easy for me to like I can throw the semi up on Facebook Marketplace and I'm smart enough to get that truck sold, right? But there are a lot of people, not calling them dumb, but just inexperienced, that are just like don't even know that they can sell their own vehicle private party, and like just feel like they have to go to a dealership every time. And that's how dealerships make money, is that people feel like they have to sell to them, they have to buy from them. And then you start realizing that's not true. And a lot of I mean buying from them for lies, bro. Let's see. Make sure I didn't go over everything. Matthew, again, thank you for the kind words, brother. Yeah, I think step deck's the way to go. Honestly, I mean, Ray loves the step deck. I went 48 foot. The reason I went 48 foot flat is because, in my position I didn't want to spend an arm and a leg for a trailer. And I wanted something that would work. And I know that for us as a company, I'm looking to put a driver in it. Like this is our first semi truck, right? So I want to be able to make it stupid, easy, simple for the driver, if that makes sense. I want, usually in my mind, when I think about 48 foot step deck, a lot of the loads you're going to take off of a 48 foot, or not step deck, but a 48 foot flat, are going to be from these companies that ship out a ton. They're going to be a lot of lanes that are just like, Missouri to Chicago, Chicago to Houston, or whatever, and it's just the same place every time in the 48 foot flat. And I feel like it makes life a little bit easier. When you're looking at a step deck, a lot of times the reason you have a step deck is because the load's going to be taller, right? In my opinion. And so I don't want to put somebody who might not be as experienced in a position they don't feel comfortable because they're dealing with, loads that are pretty crazy, right? But with a flatbed, I mean, you're having to stay at 8 feet in height. Obviously tarping's not going to be the funnest thing in the world for the driver, but for us, I think it's a good way to start. But I honestly 100% believe that step deck's going to have more freight out there, because a lot of times you'll be able to do a lot of the same flatbed loads. I mean, you can do any Hotshot load on a step deck, so you have a lot more availability, I think. And if you're an owner operator, I'd definitely go step deck over 48 foot flat. But from a company owner perspective, I think 48 foot flat isn't a bad option. And I think it's gonna work. It's gonna work well for us, hopefully. But hopefully the truck. I mean, this isn't our forever truck, guys. This is just our truck right now. Um, this is just our truck for the time being to get us started, and I hope my biggest hope in the world is that it can last on the the road long enough. And I mean, I spent 80 grand on the truck. That's what's crazy to me to even like have these thoughts to like, is this truck even gonna actually work out? You know. But I guess that's part of the battle, right? It says, do you think a non-CDL guy can stay east coast on low boards and go okay? Um, East Coast low boards. So you're talking like. Well, yeah, right. It is 13.6, but I mean the step deck's lower, so the load can be taller. It's the same height no matter what, but the actual height of the load can be taller on a step deck, right? So like on a flatbed, you're gonna be 13.6, but the loads only can only be like 8 foot tall. On a step deck, it could be, I don't know, 10, probably a little bit higher, 10.6. But I mean on a Hotshot sometimes we can push like 11, but that's getting a little iffy right there. I tell guys if it's over 10 feet, don't even mess with it. We're not even gonna touch it if it's over 10 feet. A lot of times, that's what I tell them. That's kind of a good rule of thumb. Um, so let's go back to this question. Non-CDL guys stay East Coast on low boards and go okay. Honestly, in this market, my guy, I don't think, I don't think any non-CDL is okay, especially if you're doing load board work. I see a lot of people on. I see a lot of people that are struggling really hard right now. I would say East Coast. If you're in the East Coast, is probably one of the better places to be. Get to the Midwest a little bit, but I mean, if you're running like Baltimore, New York, I mean that area, the rates are really good usually, but you're going to be paying more in tolls. Fuel is going to be higher. I mean, and your margins are going to be really close to the non CDL anyways. Um, and so that's rough, right? It's a rough market right now for non CDL. I can't really tell anybody that non CDL is going to be okay because, I mean, it's I don't in my mind it's not going to be right because I see the low boards a lot with what we're working with a setup that can haul 20,000 pounds, and I see the. Oh, you're down in North Carolina. But yeah, North Carolina's not bad. I mean, I don't go to Florida much, but I see the struggle that we may have to load a truck that can haul 20,000 pounds, a truck that might have air ride, a truck that has a lot more opportunity and option than what a non CDL guy has. I see the struggle there, and I even look like, well, if I was non CDL, what would I get right now? So I'll throw it up right now. I'll go to truckstop.com right meow, and we'll look. What part of North Carolina do you live in? Drop your cities, guys. I'll look at the load boards for you and show you if you got any goods or not. I'll let you know if it's a viable option. Burlington, North Carolina. Okay, Ray. Hey, enjoy your flight, brother. Enjoy your time off. Don't think about trucking. You should even be in my live stream right now, my guy. you go. You don't even think about trucking for a minute. Go have a good time with your family. Let's go right here. Okay, Burlington, North Carolina, you said, right? Max weight, we'll say 11,000. We'll be nice. I don't even know that many hot non-CDLs that can do 11. Pickup date, we'll do today. Let's see. Hey, we gotta get a load today, guys. We're working. We're working right now. Truck stop is what I use all the time, guys. And I don't like it that as much as because like I don't want my company to only rely on this one website, right? This website goes down, I don't have any freight, right? So definitely looking at other options. That's just being smart and Burlington, North Carolina. Let's do 75 miles around. We'll go anywhere. 53 pounds. Oh no, because I have a lot of options. Edit search. We just need bam. We just need bam. Okay. Okay. I got Roxborough, North Carolina, Columbus, Ohio. 32 feet, 10,000 pounds, paying $1.27 a mile. That's a vibe, guys. No, we're not taking this. That's bullshit. That's trash. 32 feet, 10,000 pounds, and they're paying $1.27 a mile. See, that's the non-CDL load for you right there, bud. Liberty to Cartersville, Georgia. This isn't terrible, but not that good at all. Liberty, North Carolina, Cartersville, Georgia. 380 miles, 24 feet, 7,800 pounds, paying $800. $2.10 a mile. So I mean, honestly, that's probably the load you're gonna take right there as a non CDL guy because you're over $2 a mile on it. And I mean, in this market to get to Cartersville, Georgia, I'd probably run that for $800. If you're a non-CDL guy, for your CDL guys, I would not move that. That's like lower in that's a lower rate per mile than what we're looking for as a CDL guy, right? That's like something I would take if I definitely needed to and to get out of somewhere, but it's not what I'm looking for. But as a non-CDL guy, that's probably what you're looking for to an extent sometimes. All these loads would not work. Got Seagrove, North Carolina to Provincetown, Massachusetts. 40 feet, 1,400 pounds, 880 miles. Does not have a price on it though. And it's a broker that I don't use much. And so we'll see. Here we go. Here we go. Who wants to go to Boise? Greensboro, North Carolina to Boise, Idaho. 2,366 miles, 40 feet, 9,000 pounds. Probably a container. I don't know who wants to take a container that far. Paying $226 a mile though for the non-CDL folk out there. $5,350. Would I take this load? My answer would be hell no. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do as a non-CDL guy out there in the grind. 226 a mile, not terrible. You could probably get them up to at least, like, I would ask for $6,000, maybe settle at like 5,700, so it can be like 235 a mile. But the problem is, guys, 235 a mile is an okay rate per mile. But in this market, it's a tighter rate per mile, you can say. You're still going to profit pretty good on that one load. But to take that all the way to Boise, Idaho, what the hell are you going to do once you get to Boise, bro? That's the problem, right? Like, yeah, get your $5,600 in the bank, but I don't. It doesn't say if it's a container or not. I mean, say 40 feet, 9,000 pounds. I bet it's a container. So then you're talking, your fuel economy is not going to be that good because it's a little lighter. It's 9,000 pounds, but I mean, you're non-CDL anyways. 9,000 pounds and you're 9,000 pounds and what the flip was I gonna say? You're tall, right? So that's gonna put you at kind of almost your max height, right? Close to it, and it's gonna be like a big wall to catch the wind, and it's just gonna cause you to get really bad fuel economy. So I would need, if I was going to do this load, honest to God, if I was a non-CDL guy, I needed to do this load, I would probably need at least $3 a mile would probably move me that way, and I would want to have a dispatcher in my corner already looking for me for Boise, right? Because it's gonna take me about 4 days to deliver. We got Denton, North Carolina to Blacksburg, Virginia. 42 feet, 10,000 pounds. What is this? Need mega ramps, winch. 3 enclosed car trailers. Okay, yeah, not messing with that. Needs mega ramps and wrench. But listen to this, guys. What do you? It's 42 pounds. It's 42 feet. What, buddy? You're not getting 15 miles per gallon on a load, though. I'll tell you that right, Meowskis. If you did, that'd be legit. You're probably gonna be at like good rate per mile, like loads that aren't that tall and aren't that like blocky. You're probably getting like 9 or 10. That's gonna be like really. That's gonna be pretty solid. But I'd say maybe average about 7 or 8 miles to the gallon. Blacksburg, Virginia, 42 feet, 10,000 pounds. I don't know what the utility car trailers. The problem with this, guys, right? They're paying $4.84 a mile, $800, right, to go from Denton. It's only how many miles? 165 miles. Okay, guys. If you can make this happen, I probably would try. But the problem is, guys, you need mega ramps. But like, if you have mega ramps, you're 35 plus 5. Says it's going to be 42 feet long. How are you going to get the trailers onto your? How are you going to get those trailers winched up to your trailer and be able to have enough room to clear your mega ramps to put them back down? Like, you're not going to be able to, probably. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff to think about there. Yeah, I would say you probably get about, 9 or 10 average or your fuel economy there, bud. Be solid. Be solid. Here's 202 a mile. Moxville, North Carolina to Bushel Park, Saskatchewan, if you want to go to Mexico. Or not Mexico, Canada. Real Trucking, what's up, big dog? How's business? Business is good, my guy. You know, it is what it is. I think we're all on a little bit of a struggle bus, but the guys are still making good money. I'm working on getting my first semi on the road, which I'll have a video up about soon. But yeah, I would say, hey, for the North Carolina guy, honest to God, there's not terrible amount there's not a lack of okay quality loads here. You could probably get some okay loads, but I don't see any bangers out here. All I need is a passport to go to Canada? No. So you're gonna need you need to be bonded to go into Canada, and there's some forms you gotta fill out. I've never done it, but we planned on it because I have a lot of connections in Alaska. I used to live there, and so we want to do some shipments to Alaska. But yeah, you need to be bonded, and there's some other forms you have to have. so I don't mess with it a terrible amount. Sorry guys, let me go back to the chat. We're talking. If you guys want to see your place on low board, I'll give you my fair assessment. Fort Worth, Texas, Matthew. Fort Worth, Texas is gonna be good, Matt. I'm telling you right now, bud. It's gonna be solid. Yep. Let's do Fort Worth, Texas. We already do Fort Worth a lot. Let's say you can do 17,000 pounds. Fort Worth, Texas. Let's do this, boys. 17,000 pounds is going to be like your basic CDL hotshot setup, in my opinion. Here we go, boys. A banger right out of the gate from Priority. Wow. Fort Worth, Texas to Wilmington, California. 1,415 miles. 38 feet, 12,000 pounds. Paying $1.86 a mile, boys, to go to California. I can't help with these solid-ass loads they're giving us, boys. No, I would never touch that in my life. Whoever takes that's a bum. Anyways, okay. I would call and ask for $3,300. I would call and ask for $4,000 taking me to California like that. $1.30. Oh, here we go, boys. Steam Logistics. Steam Logistics really going after it right now. Here we go. Weatherford, Texas to Azusa, California, boys. $1,800, $1.30 a mile. Okay? 8,000 pounds, 40 feet. $1.30 a mile, boys. What fucking drugs are they smoking up in this bitch? $1.30, dudes? Oh my gosh. They're smoking some sort of baloney bullcrap. I love it. I love it, boys. I love it. I love it. I love it. What do they expect? They expect someone to say like, oh yeah, like, give me this, hook me up with this. I mean, on God though, back in my non-CDL days when I first started, I was just trying to be over $1.40 a mile. But that was a long time ago. That was like 2 years ago. I didn't know nothing. I was a child. Here we go. Total Quality Logistics, the homies. Arlington, Texas to Aurora, Illinois, 40 feet, 15,000 pounds. I do like going to Aurora, Illinois. I would not mind going to Illinois for that. But something like that, how many miles are we looking at? It says 937 on here. I'm looking for at least $2,600. That'd probably be my minimum. I'd probably call and ask for 3,000. See what they tell me. But Total Quality Logistics is really bad about like laughing in your face or like not putting a rate and then being way off to what you think you should get for it. So it might not be worth the time to even call those bums. Got Dallas, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, 15,000 pounds. You know, I think, in my opinion, Fort Worth, Texas is not a bad area to be for a full-size hotshot if you're going to be in Texas at all. The problem with Texas and hotshot guys is a lot of people live in Texas. It would mean a lot of people trying to leave Texas, a lot of people trying to get to Texas when it comes to trucking. Nothing too quality. Got $1.13 a mile, guys. Fetch and cop that up real quick. Here we go. Fort Worth, Texas to Danville, Illinois. 890 miles, boys. 870 miles, sorry. 20 feet, 12,000 pounds. A little partial, probably, is what they're trying to move it as. Because they're only paying $1.38 a mile, skis. What, they want me to, like, pick it up and drop it off 500 miles from the place? State College, Pennsylvania. Sean Taylor, my guy, Shawnee. Sean's over in Pennsylvania now. I gotta tell Debbie. Sean's actually leased on to us. Everyone say hi to Sean. He's a homie. Let me look at your load. Okay, Sean, go ahead and post up the BOL for this last load because Debbie just called me and said she didn't see any and asked if we were gonna have any. So post up that BOL when you get a chance. What time is it? It's already 1:20. Cool. Awesome. Sean should be uploading. One sec, guys. ABOL shortly. Okay. Bam, thank you, ma'am. Back to what I was doing in my life. Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. State College, right? So Fort Worth, Texas, guys, not a bad area. I'd mess with it. But, I mean, just keep... Like, if you have the equipment, guys, just set your bottom line. Just set your bottom line, guys, and stay above that bottom line. I think, Sean, what was I gotta look at I'm gonna look at your average for last month and we'll see where you were at. Just like rate per mile, not like how much money you made and stuff. We made over 20K though, right? I think we did. Wasn't terrible. Feet per weight on the front of your trailer. I don't know. I think it really, really. I'm not 100% sure, my guy. Honestly, I've heard numbers. I've heard the guys tell me numbers, but I've never actually done it myself. And I think it really depends on the equipment that you have. I'm on top of the world. State College. Go see what's up. Go see what's up at Penn State, my guy. Oh yeah, this is we only it's only showing us about 6 loads there, Sean. This is a little rough skis. Let's go 18,000 pounds. Guys, we're looking up people where they live and looking at the loads that they could possibly move if they were active and actually on the road killing it. So if you want us to do that for you, put your town in this place. Kevin De La Cruz with a solid question, my guy. So, I'll talk about what I believe to be the best possible hotshot setup out there on the road, okay, guys? Phoenix, Arizona, he is. Okay. So, this isn't that's too short. It's going to Newark. You don't want to go to New York. Sean, it's looking a tad bit rough for you, bud. I thought you were in Mechanicsburg, but no, you're not. You're not. Okay. I'm on top of the world. So if I was gonna look at probably the best hotshot setup possible, which I think would be cool to go over, when it comes to like a 3500 F350 diesel dually, which is gonna be like your entry level CDL truck, right? With a 22 GN trailer or a 25 GN trailer, you're going to roughly be able to haul about 17,000, 19,000 pounds. Obviously, do a 40-foot trailer any day of the week. Don't get less than a 40-foot. It makes life so much easier for you. The reasoning I have behind that is a lot of times when brokers post loads up, they don't know exactly how long the load is. But they're going to put 40 feet regardless because they want to make sure they have a trailer long enough to move it, right? So if you don't have a 40-foot trailer, say you have a 35 or 30 or 33 or whatever, a lot of loads are just going to say 40 foot on them. And I think my grandpa's here. Give me 1 second. I'll be back. Come on, baby. Come on. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm back. So yeah. So, sorry, my dog is in here now, but she's awesome. We're getting back to it right now. So you get a 40-foot trailer, that's without fail. I would definitely get mega ramps because we use them a lot. The only downside with mega ramps sometimes, guys, is there's going to be some people that need like 40 foot of flat deck or 40 foot of wooden deck. Like, for example, when I go to San Antonio, we're doing AC units. If it is 40 feet, they want to load it on 40 foot of wood. I've had the same thing happen to me in Missouri. By Kansas City, they move a lot of AC units. So they don't want to put fragile items on top of metal, especially because the back of the trailer is the most violent place to put something, right? So keep that in mind. But that happens every now and again. It's definitely not something that happens a lot. And we use those mega ramps a lot more than we don't, okay? Because we move a lot of smaller, heavy machinery that you need the mega ramps to be able to get the load on top of there. Another thing is, so that's probably the trailer, right? If you're doing a 3500, like I said before, the problem with that is going to be the rear axle of your truck. It's not a huge problem. You're going to be able to do 17,000 pounds regardless, but you're going to have to be a lot more cautious about some of the loads you take and where you put those loads on your trailer. For example, one load might be 17,000 pounds, but if it's only 10 feet, where are you going to put that on your trailer to not overload your axles, right? Because the rear axles of your of your trailer are probably going to be able to have about 14 or 15,000 pounds put directly on top of them, and they'll be like right where they need to be weight wise. And then, but it just depends on the load all the time, guys. You know, so the bigger truck you get, the bigger gross combined vehicle weight rating you have, the better axles you have that can handle more weight, and then you have a lot more freedom to move weight around. So like if you get a 4500 with a 25, like BB, come here. You're not gonna oh my flip dog. You're not gonna like increase a ton in the amount of weight you can haul, right? Like Ray, for example, with his setup is a 550 with a 40-foot trailer, 25G in. He hauls about 20,000, 21,000 pounds. 3,500 with the 45G in is gonna, or with 25G in is gonna haul roughly about 18,000, 19,000 pounds, and vice versa, right? So you're not doing a huge increase. BB, you're not doing a huge increase in the amount of weight you can haul all the time. But it's just that where you can put the weight on the trailer and like the different loads you can take, right? Is what's really going to make the difference. But if I was going to go and buy the best possible hotshot setup out there, I would get probably a 5500 or an F550 with a 25G in. If I could find a trailer, maybe a 30G in or like something that could haul more weight with a higher GVWR, I would go for that because the truck obviously could handle more weight. And so I think it'd work out really well. But that's kind of what I would say the best setup would be for hotshot in my humble opinion. But go 40-foot trailer. That's the most important, I think. Any day, at least a 22G in. What I mean is at least a trailer rated at 22,900 pounds. The truck, have this rating of 14,000, whatever. You're hauling about 17,000 pounds. So that's it, guys. I wanted to hop on here real quick. I'm actually gonna hop off. It was a good live, about a 40-minute live stream here, guys. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for being part of this place. You guys are awesome. I'm happy you're part of this channel. And I'll be going live some more. I'll also be posting up soon the video on the semi, so look out for that. If you guys need dispatchers or whatever, hit me up. Jason at flashdispatch.org. And yeah, guys, you guys are awesome. Hope you all have a good day.